Youorns. Greetings, fellow Watford fans. Omar here, and it's time for another edition of the Youorns 10-minute take on Sheffield United 1, Watford nil. This was a very poor Watford performance, and coming out of an international break with the return of Javi Gracia, much more was expected than the turgid and disjointed and pathetic display of the Golden Boys today at Bramall Lane against a side rock bottom in the Championship, against a side that had only scored 3 goals in the Championship this season, against a side that had not won at home so far this season. But that all changed for Sheffield United as they were able to get their first win of the season. And listen, Watford made it rather easy for United, who were low on confidence, low on belief, and really low on energy. They were without their best player, Gustavo Hammer, who was out with injury. And yet, Watford still could not take advantage of what was out there in front of them. This game was there to be had. Now, it didn't help that we had a very conservative lineup to get us going in this first game back from the international break. It didn't help that you had some players on the bench who you thought should have been in the starting lineup. It didn't help that Max Lane was on the bench. I would have loved to have seen Elaine in to start the game. He didn't get a look in today. I would have liked to have seen him in there instead of Matty Pollock. Didn't happen. No Jeremy Petrie, wasn't even in the squad. But look, I'm going to give the new manager a break on this. He didn't work with all the players. He only had a day or two with many of the players who were on international break. And for me, even though I disagreed with the lineup, this was about the players on the pitch. No matter what the 11 were, they had to put out a better effort than they did today. Disjointed, without any rhythm or cohesion, no energy, no desire, no passion. And the impetus was not there to get these 3 points against a side that hadn't won at home all season. No excuses. Watford, to lose this game, lost out big time. And what I'm disappointed in is the lack of effort and the lack of performance, the lack of desperation. And what we do so often in these games is play down to the level of our competition. We expect that somehow our competition are going to completely capitulate just by being on the pitch. It doesn't work like that. And we've seen this over and over and over again, no matter who the Watford manager is. This, especially away from home, playing down to the level of our competition and believing that all we have to do is just turn up on the pitch and then the job is done. How many times have we seen this kind of performance in these away games? How many times have we seen against teams well below us in the table, against teams rock bottom of the table, against teams in the bottom three in the table, this kind of tired, insipid, couldn't care less, weak performance? This is not about a manager and a lineup. As much as I might disagree with the lineup, and as much as you, as a fellow Watford supporter, might disagree with the lineup that was put out today by Javi Gracia, these players are professional footballers and they are fully charged with getting out a result, getting out on that pitch and getting 3 points against a side that had no clue, no hope, no belief, and no passion. And what we instead did is impersonate Sheffield United, impersonate them in having no belief, no fight, no passion, no heart, no desire, no aggressiveness. Nothing on the ball. Our counter attack was awful. And when you name a lineup like the one that was named, that had no pace in it, no real speed in it in key areas of the pitch, ball movement was awful. What did you expect was going to happen today? You gave a team confidence that had none. And you didn't put the pedal to the metal at all in this game. The first half was a waste of football. That's to me where Watford lost the game in the first half, even though Sheffield United wouldn't score until the 59th minute. It was that first half where Watford wasted the ball, wasted time, never got to grips with the game, never established tempo, never established any rhythm, never established any movement. They were absolutely invisible on that pitch today. And yes, there were a couple of chances. Loser should have scored in the second half. He had way too much time and he hurried his shot, hit the crossbar. Wiley had a great breakaway. He fires the ball well wide of the goal. You had Luca in the first half. I don't know what he was doing. He couldn't get the ball out of his feet after Wiley put in a good ball to him. Goal was open for him, waiting for it, waiting for the ball to go into it. Nothing there. There were three or four opportunities for Watford, and they should have converted on at least three of those four opportunities. But our defending was ultimately what let us down. No communication at the back, trying to play out from the back along your six yard box against a team that's only scored 3 goals this season. I'm sorry, that's just not going to cut the mustard. So conservative today. And the goalkeeper, who made some really important saves in the game, some great saves, wouldn't and couldn't even be bothered to join the rest of his Watford teammates at the end of the game for that last ditch corner. Why wouldn't you run up with your teammates? Why wouldn't you get up there and try to get a ball in and put your head on the ball? No urgency, no desire, no heart. And that is what really aggravates me about this defeat. Yes, it's just one game, but to throw away an opportunity like this is the thing that's the most galling, aggravating, and frustrating about this Watford performance today at Bramall Lane. That was a wasted opportunity, frittered away. 96 minutes of football wasted. That 47 minutes of first half football wasted. That's where we lost the game. You needed to get out there from the off, from the first whistle, and absolutely go at the Sheffield United side. You needed to show them no respect, no mercy, no heart. And no, they didn't do that. They showed nothing. And Javi Gracia learned one thing about this side today: lineup or no lineup, bad lineup or not a bad lineup, is that he has a bunch of players who didn't feel any need to put out a shift and put in a performance. 10 games in, and we still know the same bad habits about this side that we knew a season ago, 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago. When you don't communicate defensively, you get hurt. When you're too lackadaisical on the ball and off the ball, you get hurt. Counter attack stinks. No imagination with the ball. No movement around the pitch. There's no way promotion is on when you're performing like this. No way. What I want to know is do the players now learn this lesson and learn it in time for Wednesday against West Bromwich Albion at the Vic? Because for sure you can bet that Javi Gracia will not put that lineup out again, and definitely won't put that out as a lineup to start with for Wednesday's match. And one thing else should not be put out again as far as this Watford men's first team is concerned. That blue Elton John kit needs to be retired. 2 games in it, 2 defeats, both by the same 1-0 scoreline, and the 2 worst performances of the season. Blackburn was the ultimate worst. This one was not too far off that. We've lost 4 games this season by the same 1-0 score. We kept the first half clean sheet, great, but we should have had so much more in this game. But we didn't deserve it. We've now trailed 1-0 in 7 consecutive matches. The manager you just got rid of, he had 2 blocks of 3 games unbeaten. And the second block of 3 games unbeaten came to an end today. He picked up 7 points out of a possible 9 in a space of a week, and the owner fired him because of what happened off the pitch, not on it. A lot of Watford supporters wanted Pesolano out earlier than he was taken out by the owner. So I don't want to hear anybody now talking about Pesolano. He's gone. And as I said last week, the decision to get rid of Pesolano only further vindicates us as Watford supporters who always said that Tom Cleverley should never have been sacked from here in the first place. Cleverley isn't coming back here either. Not as long as this owner's here. This owner didn't back him, and we saw the effects of that. He wanted to back someone else. The politics were obviously there, and now the owner has a new manager that he sacked 6 years ago. Every game is important in this championship season, and if Javi has another 3 or 4 results like this in the next 5 games, do you think the owner will stick with him? Stay tuned. Wednesday now for me is a must win against West Bromwich Albion. Then you got the game after that against Coventry at the CBS Arena, the 12:30 kickoff next Saturday. But it's one game at a time. It's one game under Javi. The world has not fallen, not by a long shot. 10 games in, but these Watford players have to be so much better than what they showed today. So much better. And can we have Bar and Iran Kunda on the pitch together to start with? Is it now illegal to have the two of them on the pitch together starting matches for Watford FC in the men's first team? I didn't see any law anywhere that said that the two of them can't start a match together. I think Javi's going to have to make that kind of change. We will see if indeed he does. And we will also see if any of these players have any urgency or desperation about them on Wednesday night at the Vic. This has been the YouOrns 10-minute take.